parang atin yata yung record-holding martial law na ganun katagal.
The longest running. Parang ganon.
Of course, longest running insurgency din tayo, but they apparently don't care about that. He already has all of the defenses lined up for this one. So, yun ang problema ng pag-serve, yung ganitong kagulo na service of warrant. Kasi merong nagtatanggol. And so, ako, I'm just waiting for Attorney Torian's pushback on this one.
Ito nga mga kababayan, bago natin ituloy ang video na ito, kung bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel baka pwede makahingi ng like at subscribe at click mo na rin ang notification bell para updated ka sa aking nilalabas na bagong video. Salamat po.
It's politics. Yeah, it's a bad case of playing politics.
So
Kasi,
parang naman, panapanahon lang ganon?
ayokong isipin na panapanahon. Pero merong mga talaga, may mga instances talaga where you abuse your rights. Merong mga ganon. So, meron din tayong nakikita na mga issues that are unanswered.
Dahil, mga ginahiwagan ng buhay.
Hindi, nag-umpisa yan with People's Initiative, di ba? Doon nagkaroon ng maraming kritiko talaga.
Triggering point.
So, People's Initiative. So, ano yung next? Gusto nilang baguhin for term extensions. Paano magkakaroon? If you look at history, paano na-extend ng 20 years ang termino ni Presidente Marcos Sr.? Martial law. At ilang taon, dekada yung martial law, dineclare ng 1972, 1971. Tapos nung by the time tinanggal yan, 1981 na. So ironically, ang tagal ng parang atin yata yung record-holding martial law na ganun katagal.
The longest running. Parang ganon.
Of course, longest running insurgency din tayo, but they apparently don't care about that one.
Pero ma'am, para po sa mga taga-Davao, legally, ano pang pwede nilang gawin to counter this trend? Especially na meron ganitong mga movement from the national government at imminent nga yung declaration of martial law.
Possible.
Possible. Opo.
Hindi natin alam kung imminent, but certainly there's a possibility kasi nga the elements are all there.
There are signs.
Lawlessness.
Quote,
and it's
quote.
always Davao. May pattern. So, documentation, witnessing, speaking out. Ito yung mga sandata at ginigaranti ng ating saligang batas, di ba? So, you can document events, and then i-explain natin by putting all of these elements together. Ito nga, yung ninyo na it starts with People's Initiative, may nag-criticize na taga Davao na very prominent sa ating kasaysayan. Tapos, ayan na, si Mayor, si Vice President, si Pastor, all of them, parang, wow, isang zip code lang yata pinanggalingan itong mga taong ito.
Oo. Tsaka ma'am, nito, may kukonekta kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Itong mga nangyayari ngayon. Kasi as we see, siya talaga ang, for the 2028 elections, siya yung tatanging balakid sa pagpapatuloy ng mga plano.
Lalong-lalo na continuing yung popularity niya. Number 1 siya sa trust, approval, and satisfaction ratings. Number 1 official.
Kahit sa Bohol? Kahit sa Bohol?
Lalo na sa Bohol.
Ay, ganun ba? Sige po. Naalala mo.
Grabe kayo.
Opo.
So, yeah. So, nakikita natin na yung by association, syempre, maaapektuhan siya dyan. Pero primarily, lahat ito are part of her support structure. Father, brother, brothers holding government positions. Pastor Quiboloy, who's, let's face it, malaki ang kanyang influence, well, not influence, yung persuasive powers nung elections noong 2016. Tapos, persuasive din siya in 2022. Iba lang ang kandidato, medyo budol nga lang ng konti.
Konti ba yun?
Malaki. 31 million. Konti ba yun? So, may mga ganun. So, these are her support structures. Ito ang mga magiging mahalaga kapag tumakbo na siya sa 2028. Or even now, kasi ang hirap kayang habulin yung kanyang trust, satisfaction, and approval ratings. Parating number 1, consistent na consistent. Kahit minsan bumababa, number 1 pa rin siya. At lumalaki yung gap. between her and number 2, who is the number 1. Actually, siya yung number 2. So, pero nagbaliktad na at the gap is growing. So, kung ako yan, kakabahan ako kung ako si number 2 sa ratings. So, kailangan i-pull down siya. Or, kung hindi man ma-pull down siya, sirain yung support structure niya, the people that she can count on. So, hindi lang itong mga obvious things na nakikita natin nangyayari, but even those that support her on social media, in media, alam na alam niyo yan.
Of course.
So, ayan. So, lahat ng support structures niya in media, even in social media, lahat yan, parang na-ooperate, kumbaga, for lack of a better term. So, ayan.
Pero, attorney, sa panig ni Vice President Sara Duterte, sa nakikita mo, dapat ganun lang yung kanya magiging role, reaction sa mga bagay, sa mga issue na narinig natin. Dapat talang tahimik lang muna siya at mag-focus sa kanyang trabaho.
Kasi tingnan nyo, sino yung bad guy dito? Di ba tayo, mahilig tayo pag election, there's the good guy and there's the bad guy and we always vote for the good guy. So, who's the good guy here? Di ba si VP? Kasi she has not given anybody a reason to go after her. If somebody's going after her, it is for things that she cannot help. Ba, kasalanan ba niya number 1 siya? Kasalanan ba niya na ang laki ng suporta niya? Kasalanan ba niya na very active ang social media voicing out in her favor? Kasalanan ba niya na matagal na yung affiliation niya with Pastor Quiboloy? Kasalanan ba niya na most popular president ever sa Pilipinas yung tatay niya? Kasalanan ba niya na hindi nag-win yung suporta for the Duterte family? So, without doing anything, she has all of these accomplishments. Yung bad guy, siya yung naninira. Pag nagsalita siya, baka number 1 versus number 2 lang yon, and it becomes a word war, and it's parang tennis game na yan. And balikan-balikan lang. Pero nang hindi siya nagsasalita, she remains the good guy. Yung kabila, salita ng salita, sira ng sira, bakbak ng bakbak, kung ano-ano yung tinitira. And you're seeing that they're also trying to be careful. Ayaw nilang tirahin siya ng diretso kasi wala nga siyang binibigay na dahilan para tirahin siya ng diretso. So, titirahin nila yung support structure niya. As long as she's keeping quiet and towing the line and doing her work, she's the good guy. Once makisali na siya, nakipag-anuan na siya, gaya natin dito, nakikipag-bakbakan sa social media, on media, we go into the debates. Oo. She's part of the fray. Ngayon, she's above it. So, okay pa siya. And she will have to hold that position as long as possible. Later on, she'll just become one of the guys pagka nakipagbakbakan na siya.
Ma'am, gaano ka crucial po sa inyo yung buwan na ito, June? Diyan. Ayan na naman.
Yeah. Aside from vacation, kumpleto yung the whole month of June, bakasyon ng ating public school teachers. Yay, you deserve it.
Yun.
Thank you, VP Inday. Trinabaho niya talaga yan.
Yun.
Well, meron tayong naririnig syempre ng mga diskusyon about the significance of July. Hindi siya exactly, but kumbaga, lumabas yan sa social media because there's historical precedent. Nung si Gloria Arroyo, 'di ba, natapol si President Erap, yung umpisa ng parang campaign niya was around July the year before, culminating in February. Ngayon, yung decision ng Supreme Court counted that as 3 years. No, dahil, syempre, just a matter of months. 3 years na yon, and so, inallow siya to run for re-election. But the campaign, theoretically, began nung July the previous year. And then, di ba, nagkaroon ng impeachment shortly after that. Na-lay yung groundwork, the impeachment began. And by the time lumabas the impeachment started, January, December, parang ganon. By February, iba na presidente. So, it's possible that some people are looking at this as a milestone. If it has happened before, baka history repeats itself.
At saka, nandyan din present yung elements of, urgency in the part of the administration. As we can see, ngayong araw, 3 times silang bumalik. May pang-apat yata kasi sabi
Bumalik saan?
sa compound.
Yan.
Oo. May information ngayon, June 10, 4 times babalik. Meron pang bukas, di ba? So, very urgency talaga na tapusin yung mga bagay-bagay. Parang may imaginary June deadline. Ay, July deadline pala, sorry.
Kaya ngayon ang naki-question,
Matapos nito,
attorney, hanggang kailan, gaano ba katagal yung arrest
1
warrant?
month yung service ng warrant of arrest. Then they go in, tapos tuloy-tuloy sila mag-stay. Hindi na warrant of arrest yan. Occupation na yan.
Oh, grabe.
Ano kayong order, ano? Pero I'm sure kasi KOJC and Pastor, they're in good hands with Attorney Torreon, eh. And I'm sure na meron siyang plano to mitigate itong mga pangyayaring ito. Devoid of politics, kailangan nakikita naman natin na meron siyang, he already has all of the defenses lined up for this one. So, yun ang problema ng pag-serve, yung ganitong kagulo na service of warrant. Kasi merong nagtatanggol. And so, I'm just waiting for Attorney Torreon's pushback on this one.